You ready?
Okay, and I'm gonna. I always forget that I do the theme song.
And I'm always just like, I've reminded you every single time, and it's my favorite part of the podcast.
Will you start rough stuff so I get confused? Okay. Yeah. The Cast and the Curious. Welcome to the Cast and the Curious. I'm Sarah Griffith, and oh my fucking god! Wow.
Thanks for throwing it over to me, buddy. I'll catch that.
Oh yeah, I don't know. I just take it from here, Bridge.
We've been on a whirlwind. I'm also going to be on this podcast talking. My name's Bridgett Greenberg. I'm going to be helping Sarah compartmentalize her thoughts on Fast & Furious 6.
And the whole time I was killing myself thinking, like, what is this movie called? It's literally called Fast Furious 6.
Fast and Furious 6, yes.
But on the title card, it just said Furious 6, which makes sense. Fast 5, Furious 6.
Yeah, I think they, wanted it to be Furious 6, but then everyone was like, no, this is getting too weird. So we're going to take it back, but then we're going to let you fuck around with the other titles. Honestly, incomprehensible what's happening with these titles, and it is one of my favorite things about these movies.
Yeah, I think we should just dive right the hell in, and I'll admit, I had to text Bridget about 2 minutes into the movie, and I asked frantically, am I watching the correct film? Because it just started, the tone was so heavy. Weird. It was I don't mean to be out of taste here, but it felt like a Paul Walker memorial, and I was like, I don't think we're there yet. Historically, I was at a loss. And then the title sequence, I was like, I'm grateful for the recap, honestly.
Yeah, it's weird. This is the only movie that opens with a music video.
I'm kind of into it. It kind of reminds me of the Mission Impossible openings, though, where they also kind of show you, this is what happens in the movie.
I know, but this is the only time it happens, so it's a little weird. But I do love it. It does get me amped for the movie to start.
It is kick-ass. I'm also just gonna, disclaimer everything I say next. In these unprecedented times, I've been working, and I've been very mentally overwhelmed. So what I've been watching TV and film-wise has been kind of mush. Simple reality competition shows, movies I've seen before, TV shows I've seen before. I have not been watching anything in the last few months that is new or exciting or interesting. So I'm not exaggerating when I say I am overwhelmed by this film.
Yeah.
I am digesting a lot of it, and there are gaps in my memory because I have not had something so exciting happening to my brain since March.
Oh man, so if we do a David Lynch version of this, you might short circuit. We might kill you.
I feel like I just found out that Darth Vader is actually Luke Skywalker's father, and I need to sit and think with some of these things because
this
I'm
movie
trying to
ain't
think
that deep.
How does this movie start? And it's I remember The Rock killed a man
who looks like Vin Diesel.
The guy, Shaw's man, when they're like, yeah, we captured one of Shaw's men, and The Rock was like, yeah, I'll do the interrogation or whatever. Right. This is right after.
And he looks exactly like Vin Diesel. He's a bald man in a white shirt and tight jeans.
I guess he does look exactly like Vin Diesel, but my first note is The Rock just killed a man. So I guess that's it. But from that, he tells them where Shaw is. The whole reason they're finding Shaw going back is because I think the fucking London police were investigating a crime scene. Again, kind of the details of how we get into this.
Right.
A little murky.
What I'm going to do now and make you explain the plot, which you were getting at. You were circling around.
Yes.
So bring us home.
So basically, we know we need to get Shaw, And it's like, how are we going to get Shaw? We need like an extraordinary team of badass misfits from all around the country who can drive cars real fast. And Hobbs is like, I've got the team for you. And he goes to Dom with this pitch of like, help me find Shaw. But then what we learn, and what I suspected for 2 movies now, Letty is alive.
Yeah.
And Letty is with Shaw.
I want to mark this down as what I think is your first right guess.
Okay, in my defense, everything else I have predicted should have happened.
Yeah.
Like, for example, Paul Walker and Vin Diesel being in Tokyo Drift. Why was that wrong? Why was I wrong about that?
No, I mean, you shouldn't have been, but you were. So... But congrats.
Yeah,
you've been saying
thank
this.
God.
Yeah.
Hey, can I just get a little from the audience, please?
Yeah, we got her back.
Jesus.
We got her back, kids.
Call the dog pound because the bitch is back. I am thrilled. Let me tell you something right now. A look ahead of what I'm going to say this entire episode. Letty, to me, was the light of this film. I loved everything about her in this movie.
Yeah. She's a badass.
Stunning.
Amazing.
So then, okay, so here, I wrote down notes because I knew.
This is the most work that's ever gone into this podcast.
You need to see the notes for Act 3 of this film. It is nuts. I look like a serial killer because I was like, ah! Okay. So, oh my God. How could, okay. So, let me tell you.
You're just squeaking. You're just squeaking.
Let me tell you.
You cannot talk at that pitch.
When dogs are freaking out right now. Okay, so in the Dom family assembly, which is like one of my favorite, the assembly part of any ensemble film like this,
incredible,
is I'm so in.
Yeah,
and
the best part of a movie.
Han and Gisele.
That scene.
Standing up and doing the thing with the guns.
That scene is what the entire movie Mr. and Mrs. Smith should have been.
It was Rey and Kylo fighting in The Last Jedi. Like, that shit ruled so hard. They in like perfect unison.
Amazing. Amazing chemistry.
Han and Gisele. What's the ship name? Hunzel?
Yeah. According to my fan fiction.
Great. Here's another note I had. Luke Evans? Which now I understand Jason Statham must be like a Shaw brother. Like because Luke Evans in this movie was like, yeah, my brother. So I was like, okay, that's Jason Statham.
Sarah, but without telling you too much, you're killing it these days.
Okay, to be fair, Hobbs and Shaw just came out and like I saw those billboards everywhere.
Yeah, that's okay.
And I also love Vanessa Kirby, so I do know she's also in the family. Throw me a little bone.
Okay.
Give me a little credit.
Okay. That's all I'll say.
Yes,
is okay.
But Luke Evans, though, I said out loud, Luke Evans? Because I was like, it's Jason Statham time.
Yeah,
no, it's Luke Evans o'clock.
Yes.
Jesus.
Yeah. A sweaty Luke Evans.
So then they have the team assembled. The guy who squealed, who The Rock killed in that interrogation scene, just straight murdered him. He somehow managed to live.
Yeah, I have a quick new rule of the physics in the Fast and Furious universe that I'm going to impart to you. And I may be the first genius to come up with this, but if something grisly and awful happens to someone's person, they're probably dead, except in this case, this is an exception to the rule. But if it happens in a car, they're probably alive. Does that make sense?
Yes, although I love how you're introducing a new rule to the cinematic universe in an example that doesn't count.
Yeah, well, that's how you know, there's always an exception that proves the rule.
Oh, for fuck's sake. Okay. Yes, all right.
I'm proving the rule before it needs to
be. Okay.
Sure.
I will write it down. This will be in the show notes. This will be on our wiki page.
Yes. Someone's working on that,
okay,
right?
So it's Shaw. He's confronting his goon. And Luke Evans is like, well, I'm already like 3 steps ahead of this bitch or whatever. And so that's when there's this break-in at Interpol. This is, okay, I understood. I'll get to the rest of the Shaw story here because this is when there's a big car chase. We need to talk about that.
Yeah.
But at Interpol, were they stealing that weapon?
Yes.
Okay. Great. So then we go into this big car chase sequence, which I kind of wasn't into at first because it looked so much like a Batman movie.
Yeah.
That I kind of was like, I don't want to be watching a Batman movie right now.
Yeah, I also... The Deckard team really feels very... You said Batman. I was going to say it feels very like Wile E. Coyote kind of.
Yes.
Like there are grappling hooks in this movie. There are tripwires that all of which...
they love ropes. Ropes, cables, and cords. This movie, they should have called it Fast and Furious 6.
I know.
Ropes, cables, and cords.
Yeah, Nosbot Acme, the Looney Tunes Corporation, somewhere around this time, and they're just turning into Looney Tunes.
Oh my God, seriously. Warner Brothers.
Yes. Oh, no, but these are Universal movies.
And they are not the same at this point, or still waiting on that?
I honestly,
I don't know.
I don't have my charts in front of me, Sarah.
You know what's fucked up? I'm thinking it's Warner Brothers because NBC Universal and Universal Studios is on the same strip of Barham that Warner Brothers is on.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Do I get half credit on that?
No, you do, because I was confused. I was scared that I wasn't right when I made fun of you just then, so it was a bold move by me.
Look, it's Disney. I think at this, by the time this episode comes out, it's Disney.
I'm sure. Yeah, any minute now.
So that chase sequence, once the Batmobile elements kind of started to fit in.
Yeah, it does look like the Tumbler. Yeah, his car looks like the Tumbler a lot.
Yes. But then I got into it because of the motherfucking Fast and Furious. It was a cool fight. It was a cool car scene. Dude, who is... I want to call her Hunter Schafer, but I know it's not Hunter Schafer because Hunter Schafer was 12 years old when this movie was probably being filmed. Yeah. But the actress who is Luke Evans' right-hand chick, who is bad, she's icy.
Yes.
Who is she? Who is that girl, Bridgett?
This is upsetting.
Tell me, she was in The Thing. The one with the one I like.
Oh, man. This is...
I can't IMDb this because I might run into something I don't want to see.
Okay. Yeah, but I didn't immediately recognize her.
Okay, well...
She was all over that car.
Yeah. She was all over that car chase. They had guns. That was really intense, and I am actually so glad that in the following scene, Roman was like, dude, that was crazy. We did not sign up to do all of this secret agent shit. We drive cars in America. We're on the wrong side of the road here. We're getting fucking shot at. Letty shot Vin Diesel. This is the thing I was missing, and I was thinking about it. But yeah, Vinny's been shot by his girl.
Yeah.
And I'm really glad that within the universe. Within the universe. Yeah. It was this is fucking crazy. This is so, the stakes, everything about the action, this film, it's just, really high. Compared to goofy drug cartel bullshit in America. That shit looks so weak compared to this.
This movie, Roman especially, Roman and Tej, I feel are always just the audience reacting to this movie. They are microcosms for us. Because every single time they're just whoa, this is, as things are happening, they don't understand what's happening. They're there's a tank here now? We've crossed the threshold. But this movie... I feel is almost impressed with itself. They're remember how good the last one is? Watch what we can do now. And they're just
it does start with a montage of the other films.
Right, exactly. They're literally. We're cool. And honestly, I love it.
Whew. It is good. It is very good.
I love that they're just full pedal to metal now. Who gives a shit what what happens? We're going to have somehow Dom catch Letty in the air and his projection
goes. Please.
I'm jumping way ahead, but
we literally have to give that 30 minutes.
Yeah.
So we
amazing.
need to speed through the rest of everything else.
I want to talk about
The third act of this movie is an entirely different film.
Yes. And it's so great. It's so great.
I'm going to be honest, in the first 90 minutes of this movie and in kind of the rest of the Fast and the Furious movies, there have been times where I've kind of gone in and out of it. Mm-hmm. Not very badly, but certainly there have been times where I haven't been 100% in it. The last 30 minutes of this movie, I lived. I was there and I was driving a car. So we'll get to that. But right now, we just found out that Letty is working for Shaw.
Yes.
And Papa. Yeah. Vin Diesel. I wasn't exactly. I definitely when she did it, but I was also like, ooh, yes, this is, we love a hero turned villain who has conflict within themselves and is walking that line. I mean, it's my lower back tattoo that I got at a Star Wars convention.
It's very long.
That is it. Yeah. That is it.
That tattoo takes up most of your back. I wouldn't even call it a lower back.
And a lot of the ass.
A lot of the butt, yeah.
Quite frankly.
Yeah.
A lot of the ass.
You're not that tall.
No. Oh, my God. Seriously. Yes. So Letty is with Shaw. There's a little sexual tension there, but just on his end. She's clearly not feeling him.
No, but that scene is sexy.
So I think, early on, they talk about, she doesn't even remember her other life. And I was like, well, that's just a figure of speech. But no, literally, we later find out she has amnesia.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Full on memory wipe.
Yeah, gone.
Which we will talk about that for about an hour, I'm sure. So from there, I also wrote down this note. London has got to be the least sexiest city to film a Fast and the Furious in.
Yeah.
They make it look so sleek here.
Right, Rita Ora comes out and calls her.
And it doesn't rain. It doesn't rain a single fucking drop. Ne'er a gray sky in sight.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think that does not check out. The other cities, Miami, Rio de Janeiro, Los Angeles. Where does London? London. It's just London.
Well, that's why they jump from Brazil to London to Spain. They're we're gonna,
Yeah, they had to get back to Spain. They're dude, we've got to get out of London.
Yeah.
So, and I also wrote down, they must regret killing Han every single day of their life in Tokyo Drift. I'm not going to keep bringing it up because clearly, fuck the timeline at this point, but seriously, Han is 75 in Tokyo Drift.
No, we're past Tokyo Drift. Tokyo Drift
But Han is alive.
Yeah, Han didn't die in Tokyo Drift.
Really?
The rule, if something happens to someone in a car, they're probably actually fine.
But Bridgett, is that canon?
Yes.
Okay. Since when?
Always. I get that this is confusing. I've had a hint that you were confused about it, but I wasn't sure.
So there was a press release I didn't get that was
yes.
Han's alive.
Yeah.
November 14th, 2009, Los Angeles. Han, the one from Tokyo Drift?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's alive.
He's alive. He's just alive. He just survived that crash.
Fuck, but now I feel bad because... we'll get to it. I hated the racist British guy, by the way.
Awful.
I hated that whole business, actually.
It made me super uncomfortable, yeah.
I wish Ludacris and The Rock would have had something better to do other than just
I wish they had their Pretty Woman moment right there on screen of we're gonna buy all these cars right now.
Yeah, that would have been the fun thing to have seen versus them stripping a man.
Yeah.
That was a little weird.
That was why? The Rock, you're not fitting in those.
He deserved it.
Yeah.
If someone's going to be racist, then you deserve that. I just need to say, as I know this is a fictional movie where writing was involved, I didn't have to experience that.
No. And also, The Rock, you're not going to fit in those clothes.
No.
The only one who got away good on that deal is Ludacris, who got that watch. But, honestly, I wanted to see the scene of them buying the cars.
That's what I wanted to see. I totally agree. That is what I wanted to see.
Yeah.
And then we have, Roman, Han, Gisele, and Gina Carano. Mm-hmm. What's her character's name? Because I just kept calling him Mandalorian. I was yes, Mandalorian. Yeah. No, Mandalorian.
Right. She is in The Mandalorian. I totally didn't realize that. Her character's name...
Didn't realize it. I thought about it the fucking second she was on screen.
Riley. Her name is Riley.
Riley!
I didn't think that. I didn't know that one was going to cause that reaction.
I've got to stop being surprised. Do you know any women named Riley, Mia, or Gisele?
And also Elena. I don't know.
Elena, I'll allow.
Yeah.
Elena, Riley. That sounds like a 12-year-old girl, not like this muscular, badass chick who's like a double agent.
Yeah, no, it's a cute name. I know several dogs named Riley.
Exactly. Oh my god! It's like they went to like babygirlnames.com and hit random, and they were like, "Perfect, we'll take the top 5."
Yeah.
Oh,
meanwhile, The Rock gets to be Hobbs.
Yeah, Hobbs and Shaw. Wow. Okay. God, that got me. Just like Gisele, that got me. I don't know why I'm expecting one of these girls to be called like Alexa. I would allow that. I'd be like, okay, fine. Sandra, sure.
Yeah.
Riley.
No, they all have
Jesus.
they all have names of like specialized Barbies.
Yeah, Riley is 12. So for a 12-year-old girl, she is really ahead of her time. But I'm trying to get to is that Riley and Gisele went to the fucking bad guy hut and gave the whoop ass on that guy.
That was awesome.
Cool.
That was awesome. She broke his arm.
That whole sequence really kicked
Amazing.
ass. That to me was when I was watching this movie and it was starting to turn on for me that like, right, I've heard a lot of people say that this movie rules. Like this movie is genuinely incredible. And that was when it was kind of like, we went from house lights to like lights out. We are into this movie.
Also, Gal Gadot's Gisele's jacket in that, I gotta get me that. Her leather jacket look is great.
Yes, her little motorcycle jacket, which she did zip up before she rode her motorcycle. I was like, okay, this chick knows exactly what she's doing.
She looks fucking awesome in that jacket.
Hey, just between us girls, that motorcycle jacket is actually available on Nordstrom now for sale for $50. And I bought a version that looked like the one she's wearing in the movie a few months ago.
Oh, nice. Maybe.
But you can't buy it because we can't have the same jacket.
We are definitely going to both show up to a Halloween party as Gisele.
Well, it's either that or another night of denim jackets on fucking everybody's backs and shoulders.
Yep.
But back to the movie. That whole sequence, damn. We could do a whole episode of like just some of these sequences alone.
Yeah.
Because that was
they just straight up shot
incredible.
That dude, their own dude.
Yes. Yeah. And then like the physical running into the subway,
in the
into
tube,
the underground.
Incredible. That fight
chase,
scene.
Gaul slapping the no, it was Letty and
Letty and
Letty and Riley.
And Riley.
That fight. I literally just wrote down handcuff Knuckles. When Letty takes the hand.
That is dope.
Yes.
That is so good. That fight is incredible. And I love that it's juxtaposed with like Han and God, I never remember this. Han and Roman who can't fight. And they're like getting their ass kicked. And these two women are like, no, here's a real fucking battle. But I will point out, because Riley was working with Shaw the whole time, that fight between them was just for funsies on her behalf. She's psychotic.
She was just ready to knock him around. Yeah,
like there's
she also has to prove. She has to like prove herself, you know.
Right, but she could have just like let her get on the train and not like fallen down the stairs fighting her.
Oh yeah, those women died. Those women passed away during that fight.
That fight is fucking brutal.
The stair fall. That is 2 broken vertebrae.
Easily. Yeah, you $1 million babied yourself several times over.
Yeah. Hey,
that was brutal. I
thought. No, but literally every single frame of that fight was just perfection. That was beautiful.
Yeah. And
that was beautiful.
Yeah, the other dude they were fighting on Shaw's team, that guy's
nuts.
That guy's nuts. Yeah. Amazing fight scenes in this movie. Like all throughout for what it lacks in racing, which there is some cool car stuff, but what it lacks of that,
dude,
the fight scenes.
Yeah. We're actually coming up onto my favorite scene.
Yeah.
So while all that's going down, okay. So there's also though at the end of that, Roman tells Han like nobody needs to know about this. What were they talking about? Because then they immediately went back to Dom and Brian were like, yeah. Like we got into this big fight. There was a huge kerfuffle, but Gal Gadot did get this phone. Yeah. And we know, because Braga.
Yes.
By the way, the actor who delivered that line as like his dying word, Braga.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Nailed it.
Knocked
That's
it out
a
of the
really
park.
difficult thing to do.
Yeah.
It like for real, like
the dying breath. Yeah.
And it's a huge plot point. He played that really nicely.
Yes. With his weird grappling hook, that thing was cool, and I wanted more.
Yes. But what was Roman talking about when he was like, let's keep this to ourselves? Letty? They saw Letty?
Yeah, that they fought Letty.
Okay. Yeah, because like the very next scene, they're like, oh yeah, dude, we got in this huge fight. Like, what the fuck? What was it? Is it a secret or what?
Yeah.
Okay, so keeping Letty that makes sense to me. Okay, yeah. So then Gaul has gotten Gisele.
Yes.
Sorry, there was like a huge splash outside my apartment somewhere, but that's not my business. Gisele.
This is your business.
Gisele has the phone. It's Braga. So Brian O'Connor is like, this is my score to settle. And then he concocts a plan.
Yeah.
That like, honestly, I am shocked this whole side plot only lasts as long as it does in the movie. Because I was like, this is really complicated.
It's really shoehorned in there.
And walking through like, yeah, you need to go to jail. Once you're in there, they'll have your fingerprints for these many hours. They will know who you are at that point. I cannot take you out. You have to go. Like, fuck, dude. That was very deep.
It's a lot. And so that guy just made him disappear from jail? From prison? It's very weird.
Yeah, kind of sketchy on how he got out of prison, but I also kind of just knew in my heart to let it go.
Yeah, like
no, it's probably not.
It's not worth it.
Not worth looking into.
Yeah.
But there we learn what Braga tells us is that Letty survived per your rule.
Yes.
Of course.
Happened in a car, so she's fine.
And she was going to be finished off, but Shaw was attracted to her as a new teammate because she had no memory.
Yes, which is so fucked up.
Which is crazy, but Paul Walker's like blurry eyes, like the tears in his eyes for that scene, it was actually very compelling. I was really feeling that.
Anytime we get
I was feeling it for him.
Anytime we get to stare in Paul Walker's eyes, it's a pro for this movie. Those blue eyes.
So then that was a fucking badass fight with Paul Walker though, and those guys in Braga. That was cool as shit.
Yeah.
Then I think my favorite part of the movie, actually, this is like, okay, I think like Dom has figured out that something is up with Letty, or he wants to like learn more about Letty, so he goes to race her, and that like bass drop where it blacked out and then came up to Cars and Hot Ladies, blackout, Cars and Hot Ladies, like. How it literally starts like a music video. That was so satisfying.
The calling card of those movies, bringing it back
because
to basics.
Because like literally, there had been other scenes up until that point that I was like, I feel like maybe I'm watching another movie. You're like, oh yes, like very familiar, but like as soon as they the very first shot. I was like, oh my God. And like, it was put right in at the right time. Like, it's not necessarily a needle drop, but it felt like a needle drop of like, by the way, you're watching the Fast and the Furious.
So much of this movie, and like, this is kind of goes into my point about the movie, like, being impressed with itself in kind of like a charming way. So much of this movie, they keep referencing like how far they come, how different what they're doing is now.
Yes.
And then when they go back to like, they will still always find room for those scenes. I was like, this is
and it is
the first
literally
movie.
hot girls and hot cars.
Yeah, and it's just like, hey, we know this is what you signed up for. We took it to higher and higher levels. But, you know, we still know where our base is. We still know when to play the hits.
You know, it's fucking corny when movies do that kind of shit.
But
like,
I love
you know,
it. I fall for it every single time. James Bond does that shit all the time.
As a Star Wars fan, I'm eating that shit right the fuck up. But especially, like, I think, like, Mission Impossible Fallout also comes to mind. Like, how they did, like, the face, like, reveal.
Yeah.
Like, they really kept that up until they needed it.
Yeah.
And this movie kept that up until they needed it and just spent it so beautifully.
Yeah.
Like
a Dom and Letty race. Amazing.
Because they could have thrown that shit away. They could have started the movie with that. They could have thrown it away somewhere, but they didn't.
Yeah.
They do it. They
That's the heart of the movie. It's the heart of the movie.
The heart of the movie. The Dom Letty stuff. Like that whole sequence with the two of them, I was grinning ear to ear. I was enjoying myself so much. Like I felt endeared. Like I've been kind of grappling with like, am I actually a fan of these movies or am I just excited because I'm watching them right now? But like, I feel like I'm a fan. Yeah. Definitely because in that moment I was like happy for. These are like characters that I'm rooting for so much.
Yeah.
That like this throwback, even though I'm new to the series, like I'm sure if you had years
You're 6 movies
in
now. You're 6 movies in now. You've been there with them. I just mean
to say, like, if I was in the theaters and I had been watching them when they had come out and the year differences in between, like...
Yeah, when you feel like you've really missed it.
Yeah, because Letty hasn't been in a movie since the first movie.
No, since 4.
No, 4, she's dead in 4, right?
She dies in 4, but she is in 4.
Okay, but she dies in 4, though.
Yeah.
So, like...
Yeah.
It's been a long time since we've seen Letty, be in a decent amount of the movie.
Exactly.
And Vin Diesel is so charming. I really don't even think he's all that hot.
No, I don't know why he's charming.
I really don't even think he, like, revs my engine. He's got, you know what? He's got a great voice. And he's I think he's very earnest when he speaks. Yeah. And, like, his whole shit, like, that scene between him and Letty, when he was like, yeah, I know your scars, and was, like, naming the scars on her body and stuff. That was amazing. That was so good. He has so much heart. My heart. Exactly. Yeah. He's got heart. I mean, not to be, like, really sappy about Vin Diesel, but truly, the Iron Giant. Yeah. Like, what an earnest performance. Yeah. And how, like, that movie makes me cry so much. Yeah. And Vin Diesel almost got me crying here. Like, that scene was just great. It was a great scene. And then it goes straight into a confrontation with Shaw, the double sniper light. I fucking love that. That was so sexy. And I literally wrote down, Shaw has a team, but Dom has a family. Yeah. No, that's, the thesis of the movie. Because here's the thing. Shaw literally only kept Letty alive and recruited her because he saw her as an asset. Like, oh, cool. She doesn't have any memory. She doesn't know anything at all. I could take advantage of this. But, like, obviously the stakes are so much higher on the other end of this equation. Right. And then later when, like, Mia's in trouble, it's not even there's no fucking hesitation. The minute Mia's in trouble. Get this fucking guy out of here. Like even fucking Hobbs is like, you know what? Yeah, well, actually, it's like one person over a million lives. It's like, but this one person is our girl. Honestly, Mia, that bitch. Moment. I did write down. It is weird that the FBI in that moment has jurisdiction over NATO because it's a NATO base. Sure, but true. Why not? I say. Why not? Yeah. Well, that's why he pulled out that gun to the NATO guy, and half of me was like, he almost said "America first, bitch." Like he was just right. I also, this is a small note, but I think at one point Ludacris calls The Rock, and his contact in his phone is Samoan Thor. Yeah, that made me laugh out loud pretty hard. Yeah, that was funny. They reference like him as several different Marvel heroes throughout this movie. Trying to get a taste.
Yeah,
Trying to get a taste of that
Trying to
life.
get in on that franchise. But
and then, so, yeah, I guess, like, if we can go back, so Shaw has a confrontation with Dom. Brian comes back. Somehow he's able to get out of jail.
Mm-hmm.
How do they capture Shaw again? In the first place?
So they don't capture, or I guess they capture Shaw after the convoy scene when he's hiding in the convoy.
Oh, right, because Dom, that was cool when he was like, no, he's out of the house, he's in the convoy.
Yeah, when they realized way too fucking late, like they're on their way to the mission, and I'm like, you're just putting this
again.
Yeah.
It's like,
did you just start thinking about this?
Yeah, federal agent takes years to figure shit out. Dominic Toretto, seconds. Every single movie.
Well, not even, but like the worst seconds possible to begin thinking about this. Like they're already over. Yeah, they call them.
Yes.
Like think about this earlier.
The convoy. That's right. God, that was like a whole sequence. Again, this movie is so incredible, but it is also so much that I am still kind of like
processing,
trying to piece together the brain that was blown up.
I love that sequence because one, we're now playing with tanks. Tanks are on the table now.
Oh my God. I literally wrote here. Okay. No. Yes. Yes.
Yeah. This is a great driving sequence.
Wait. But that's not how Shaw is captured. That's after Shaw's been captured. Because the tank is when they're getting Mia.
No, the airplane is. No, the tank is when they're getting Mia. They have. So they've captured.
The airplane is after the tank. Oh my God. Okay, yes, because my notes here just say, a tank. And then I wrote down, no way, no way, no way. Yes. The convoy, yes. And there's surprise, a fucking tank. And I screamed, yes. Okay, yes. Because then, yes. Oh my God, yes. I'm remembering it so clearly now. Yeah. Because Dom,
it's an amazing sequence.
Because Letty is like trying to unhook Roman. Nearly took one for the fucking team on that car in front of the tank. That was fucking insane. Wild. And this is where we really get into ropes, cables, and cords. Yes. This scene is all about that kind of shit.
Yeah, this scene is you can tripwire cars.
Anything. Holy
fuck.
And
Letty is horrified in the tank when he's just mauling people over. When Shaw's just
I liked that dynamic inside the tank.
But also, girl, he's been a terrorist this whole time. What were you thinking?
Yeah, what do you think he's going to do with that weapon? Sell it?
Yeah, what did you think was going to happen? You're horrified he's killing people? You watched him kill so many people. He's a terrorist.
Yeah, he killed one of his own men, and when you brought it up, he was like, well, tough shit. Better him than you, right?
Yeah, why are you shocked? Girl.
Anyway, but yes, because this is when Letty gets out of the tank, and just when it's like, oh my God, the anchor, all this shit is going to get done! Dom and Letty fly.
Yes, they fly.
Oh my God! I literally no way. I just could not stop saying no way.
God,
that was like revving up to it and her revving into it. I like literally I knew it was gonna happen, but I just kept thinking like,
amazing.
There is no possible way.
I mean, I won't understand it. This is a crazy thing for me to ask, and I don't know if we have any like deep physics minds in our audience, but I would love to know what that like equation begins to look like how fast Dom has to be traveling.
I would not. You know why, Bridgett? Let me tell you something. What we saw is something that science could never understand.
I just want to know
Bridgett,
how
what
fast
you were looking at. No. Listen, this is not a momentum, density, volume.
No, this is superhero.
This is love.
This is love.
This is love.
Rocketing through the air.
That is love that propelled Dominic into the arms of Letty and vice versa.
Yeah.
That is the power of LOVE.
You're absolutely right.
And you can't point to that
there's
on the
no
table
numbers.
of elements.
Yeah, there's no numbers or anything or equations to describe the power of love and family and love and cars. You can't do it. You can't do it. But
Amen.
If someone wants to like attempt to explain it, I would love it.
Yeah, email her, not me, baby. I already know in my heart. Yeah. I saw I saw that with my own eyes. I don't need to be convinced
Amazing.
of your science.
Yeah.
Your science doesn't understand the power of love between two
You're right.
red-blooded American badasses
Yep.
like Letty and Dominic.
Yep. Yeah.
By the way,
amazing.
Vin
scene.
Diesel, speaking to like Vin Diesel's odd sexiness,
Mm-hmm.
he has chemistry with everyone because I also thought things were kind of tense between him and Hobbs a few times.
So Hobbs, I feel like there's not a scene in any of these movies where Hobbs and Dominic are talking and they are like facing face to face like you would a normal conversation. They are always standing away from each other, shoulder to shoulder, like not making eye contact. And every single scene they talk together. And I feel like it's because if they make eye contact during these movies, they will
It's too
kiss.
sexy.
They will kiss.
Yeah, they had that like machismo, I think, thing to them. That they're like,
it's too much.
I can lift more.
Yeah. Let me help you.
don't know.
Yeah, it's just it's too much testosterone in the room. They're both so sweaty.
Yes.
It's just they will kiss if they make eye contact.
Period.
That's it. Story over.
That's rules of the universe.
Yeah.
So they've captured Shaw, and this is when we find out, okay, so I did cry watching this movie.
You did.
I did.
I love it.
I did not like tear. Okay, I guess my eyes got watery. I don't think a tear fell.
Yeah.
But certainly I was slack-jawed, teary-eyed during Shaw's whole thing about how they got Mia and the flashbacks and then like Paul Walker's face.
Whew.
That got me.
Yeah.
That really did get me. And that is a credit to the actress who plays Mia, who I'd never remember
Jordana
which
Brewster,
one she is. Jordana Brewster. Credit to her because she really sells that scene.
Yeah.
And also big credit to Paul Walker reacting to that news because I genuinely was like, my jaw is on the ground and I am devastated to hear this. I did not see that coming.
No,
I don't know how I didn't see it coming. Because this movie is so good that like sometimes when I'm watching a movie like this, I will think like, that character we haven't heard from in a long time, like, what the fuck's going on with them? But this one really did get me because I was so in the present. Like, this movie got me good on that because I was so tuned into what they were doing that I forgot, like, there's like a whole, like a not only another character, but another character and a baby.
Right.
That is also
someone you
needs to be
care about.
accounted
Yeah.
for.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you don't see that part
actually
coming.
got me. Mandalorian Riley walking away with Shaw also fucking got me.
Yeah.
That got me good.
Yeah.
That really did get
That's
me.
a hard
That's kind of
moment.
one that I'm going to be thinking back on the movie now and thinking about like, oh, that's why she blah, 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 you know?
Yeah, that moment is a lot. That's a great... You see none of that scene coming. Not the Mia stuff, not the Riley stuff.
I thought the movie was over. I thought the movie was over.
Yeah, it's...
And I literally, when they explained the Mia thing, I was like, oh my God, that's going to be the next film.
It's...
No, bitch.
Yeah.
It's now. Now is the next movie. Right the second.
I feel like it's so rare that super formulaic franchise movies surprise you. Obviously, they're formulaic. These movies will always surprise you. You will...
I have been shocked by these movies on a number of occasions.
One of my favorite things about them is that they go crazier than you can imagine, and the plots are thicker than you can imagine, and just none
Very
of it you see
complicated.
coming. Nothing you see coming, because it doesn't make sense, but
Who
that
are
is
you?
fine.
Excuse me, who the fuck are you telling?
Yeah, that something doesn't make sense.
Holy shit.
But you see it
Yes.
coming every single time in Star Wars.
And yet, I'm still...
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, that was a great addition to the plot. And then the whole airline, air freighter,
That thing is
whole
crazy.
sequence.
Amazing. Incredible.
Stunning.
Amazing
That
work.
Was beautiful. That was beautifully choreographed across all boards.
Yeah. Gisele.
I don't even know how to say, like, I don't even feel like I want to break it down. Like, it's just gorgeous. Just gorgeous.
Yeah. No, and I'm also realizing that my rule about something awful happening to someone's body. Know what? No, I'm right. That rule's right. Sorry, it got too complicated for me.
Because I was very upset to see Gisele go.
Yes. Yeah, that
and I
death
kind of
hard.
thought... See, this is weird, though, because I thought Gisele... Literally, once I was enjoying her and Han, like, the most, I was like, Han fucking dies, because I was under the impression that we were behind the timeline. My misconception earlier. And then it was like... So I was like, oh, well... maybe Gisele will die. And that way it's not going to be like they moved to Tokyo, Han dies, and Giselle's just left alone in Tokyo. Like, that would be very sad for me.
Okay, yeah.
So when Gisele went, I was kind of like... But again, it was something that I did kind of expect. Because also, like, I do know that Wonder Woman is years-wise, like, coming up. I do know the history of, like...
Yeah, she's got to start preparing for Wonder Woman soon.
Like, yeah, she's going to be under, like, a DC contract in, like, a hot second. But I didn't like cry, but it got me in terms of like...
It's that well, because she also dies for Han.
I know. Who are you telling? Who are you telling? I love them.
Yeah. God, that power couple. That beautiful, beautiful power couple. That whole be careful, this is what we do moment between them.
Yes.
Beautiful.
Yes, I loved Mia and Brian also driving fast. I loved Vin Diesel, Michelle Rodriguez, and The Rock jumping out of a plane onto a moving car.
Amazing.
And I love that, like, Letty hesitates. Yeah. He's like, huh, and Tom's like, come on. It's like, no, there would be no fucking chance in hell that I would do that.
Yeah.
I'd be like, I guess we're just on this plane. I don't know. Like, there's no fucking chance.
We're going to die. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, I feel like they think cars are soft in this universe too. Like, they must be like trampolines to these people. Because at one point,
or they have a really nice like shock absorbency or something.
Yeah, well, Letty at one point tells Dom that how'd you know that car was going to be there to catch our fall? It's
yes.
Like, and one, it's a beautiful moment, but a car caught your fall.
Yeah, I just think
are they soft?
The power of Vin's love is what caught you, because if there was nothing to catch your fall, you guys would be down at the bottom of a fucking mountain.
Yeah, but I feel like you getting slammed into a car is also not gonna
that's
like
love. That's love, Bridgett.
Love. It's love. I'm not gonna argue with love. Who am I? Who am I?
Yeah. And Vin walking out of the fucking flames.
Yes.
At the end of that.
Incredible.
That was so good. Oh my God.
I stood up and clapped.
I clapped. I literally clapped.
You gotta clap.
It's so, to me, seeing Vin pop up at the end of Tokyo Drift was like incredible.
Yes.
But this beat that.
One of the top Dom moments.
Great.
Amazing.
Boom, it's Vin Diesel moments.
Yeah.
Oh my God. An all time.
Their fight, Luke Evans and Vin Diesel's fight in that car on the plane was intense too. Another
Luke
great
Evans
kicks ass.
But he also, like, looking at Vin, The Rock, his other huge henchman. I think that guy was actually the Mountain or something, right?
Dolph Lundgren?
Game of Thrones?
No, that's Dolph Lundgren.
Oh.
From Rocky. Am I right? I'm right about this. Oh, no, it's not.
It's not. I just assumed
it
was either the Mountain or the Hound.
I'm an idiot. No.
Or not the Hound, but whatever. Yeah. Whatever. Who gives a shit?
He's just a big dude.
Compared to those three guys I just named, I thought Luke Evans looked 5'2" and 98 pounds.
Oh, yeah. When he, like, squared up in that fight.
I love Luke Evans.
I mean, he kicks ass in this movie, too. Like, he's clearly 100%. A scrappy, athletic 100%. Dude. But, yeah, when they're lined up for that fight, yeah. It doesn't seem fair.
Yeah, and he is acting this so beautifully. Like, he really, I think him also being a part of this film really kind of elevated the film, because he is like, he's not playing a character. He is being very transparent with how he's playing this.
And he's got some darkness about him.
Yes.
He's not our, like, normal, like, crazy over-the-top villain. Like, this guy... He's not our Bragas, with like bloody teeth, like hissing at you.
Yeah, no, he's not. And he's not the gang that put the gasoline down that kid's mouth, whatever. This is like, no, I'm literally a terrorist.
Yeah, no, this guy kills people. for money and like creates tragedy around him.
Yeah.
But
Sure
he's
is.
great. He's great. He's really good in this movie. He's scary. Scary as hell.
Wow. Yeah, I'm
It's a good one.
computing. That's easily the best film I've seen this year. Easily.
Oh man. I wish I was thinking about this, especially during this movie when you have some of these like big explosive chases. They didn't feel as a lot of the car stuff didn't feel as grand to me in this movie as it did seeing it in theaters.
I thought so many times throughout
Yeah.
this movie, like,
Yeah.
God, I wish I could go to the movies right now.
Right.
And two, I wish I would have seen this in
You
theaters.
do
'cause
definitely
this would have been such a fun experience watching this in theaters.
They're all obviously like elevated when you're in every movie probably is when you're in a big dark room with a massive screen.
Sure.
But
this
I
one in
think
particular felt fun to
more-
watch with an
and-
audience.
And more so than the other ones because of how much you're looking back in this movie, like at how much they like kind of trigger you to look back at the franchise as a whole in this movie. So when you have these car scenes, they feel even bigger. And
I'll say
also
this
a
for
tank coming out you on a big screen, you know, as opposed
Yes.
to your TV at home.
Yes.
is
yes.
different.
The chases, the fighting, I wanted to see on the
Yeah.
big screen. It's also like for the Fast and the Furious, when did the first movie come out? Because this one came out in 2013.
2001.
So for a less than 20-year-old franchise, to be able to be nostalgic on itself
Still so long.
without it being overbearing and without it
Yeah.
being unwanted. Like
They do it
felt-
subtly. It's very subtle. Like they
Yes.
just drop
which
in
they
like
don't do a lot of things subtly in these
No.
movies.
no, but
But
Justin
this
Lin
was
is smart.
tasteful.
Yeah, it was because it's not like I don't know. It's not the theme of the movie. I guess necessarily isn't about that. Ultimately, it comes down to the code thing. The of precision, not caring about your team versus having the family.
Right,
That is like the
right.
grand theme of this movie. But they also just like always subtly hint that like we used to steal DVD players. Now here we are working with the FBI, and they like bring it up like maybe 2 or 3 times. But
Yeah,
it
it's not
really makes
overbearing
you,
at all.
Yeah, but it puts that notion in the back of your head that like, oh, these movies are different now, but they still know how to serve me as like an OG Fast and Furious fan.
Yes. Something I think maybe I've observed, maybe not. I get the feeling that a lot of people just watch these movies and like don't really have any kind of care or attention to the order. Like what I kind of picked up from when we did Fast 5, that like a lot of people were like, oh yeah, this was the first Fast and Furious movie I saw. And I was like, wait, you didn't see the first fucking 4 like me? Like, I feel like these
Yeah.
are movies that people do pop in and out of.
For sure. I think
Because I mean, when we talk to people about this podcast, so many times it's like, oh yeah, I saw this one, that one, I saw the last year. Like it's very kind of all over the place. So there also is something that is necessary for these little look back moments.
what I always appreciate in a franchise, and I think is I'm so scared to say this, almost a problem with like Star Wars franchises, is that
A problem with the Star Wars franchise? Get the
how dare
fuck
I?
out.
How dare I? But each of these movies work as a standalone blockbuster.
Yes. Yes. Same.
They are
Yes.
elevated by having seen everything, but they still at the core knew they were going to make a movie, and this is a big blockbuster. So like you're going to have a lot of casual fans coming in to see it who might not know every single thing that you've wrote down in your mind.
Right.
But like I'm still going to make a fun movie, and I'm still going to cater to what the franchise is about, and you can take
Right,
it, leave
Bridgett,
it, whatever.
and that's the difference between a franchise and a saga. So,
Okay.
no, but I did jot down like this is like this is also where I have a lot of love and respect for the Mission Impossible movies, and of course
Right.
my favorite, the Ocean films, because yes, rewarding when you watch them all together. Certainly enjoyable no matter which one's on and no matter what your background is of the films. Definitely though, I mean, if anybody wanted to start watching the Fast and Furious, I would tell them do watch them all. But yeah, it's just
you tell everyone movie. Like, really, they're all worth watching, but here's my ranking. Like, there is
also, and I think kind of like what happened with Mission Impossible as well, that like there seemed to have been a pivot in these movies.
Yeah,
especially when you look at like Too Fast, Too Furious, and Tokyo Drift. I mean, even the fucking title conventions of these movies,
show me what out. A loop this has been.
Me out so much.
Yeah,
so much.
It's just a crazy loop. It's there's nothing linear about.
But what's kind of also fun about that too is that like there's nothing precious.
Yeah.
In these movies, and what they make precious on purpose. And like, what's precious about these films? Family.
Mm-hmm. It's something
having
we all
a
can
fucking
relate
kick-ass car. It's very, very simple.
Yeah,
anyone can relate to. Anyone can ride. Anyone can get involved with.
Like, and it will always look cool, and it will always like
evergreen.
Hit something.
I'm telling you, that bass drop into the cars and the hot
butts
girls,
and cars, bikinis and cars.
You know, that was the kind of shot like 3 movies ago I would roll my eyes at, but now I'm like,
love it.
Yeah, baby, that is the Fast and the Furious.
Yeah,
my friends.
I know. It's crazy that it made like California liberal Bridgett Greenberg like, show us the butts and the cars.
Yes. Oh man.
And I get excited every time.
Oh, and of course the finale of the movie, I love, like Name Your Price, 1327. That was beautiful.
Oh, beautiful.
Because and then you're like, a nice family dinner. We got Coronas. Just lovely. Just lovely.
Lovely. Oh, the ending is pitch perfect. You're back in LA. You're back home with a family and barbecue and a baby. What could be better?
Wow. This one.
It's another ride.
Ass. This one was
a hell of a
very,
ride.
very good.
Yeah. I mean, I know you're rattled because of the cinematic excellence you just witnessed, but do we have a Vroom scale?
I'm fucking tempted to give it 5.
Ooh, I love it. Did you like it better than Fast 5? I think Fast 5 is the one that like most people say is their favorite.
Interesting, because you know what I was actually thinking about? I actually think I like Fast and Furious more than Fast 5.
The 4th, really?
Yeah, I think I might like 4 a little bit better than 5.
Interesting.
Mainly because 4, I like the Dom and Brian. It's a small story. Yeah. I really like that.
You know what? It's interesting. It's an interesting.
And I think Fast 5 also kicks ass, but now that I've seen this movie, Fast 5 doesn't. Kind of some of the shine has worn off of Fast 5 because of this movie. I really don't know. Wow, I do not know my ranking here.
Yeah, I do put 6 over 5. It's a personal thing, but I do really. I love this one. This was definitely my favorite. I don't know.
Yeah,
ooh, that's hard to say.
This one is very good.
That's so hard to say. They're very. Oh God, they all. And
they're different though because you know what? You know what? Something actually I was thinking about when I was watching this movie. I was like, you know what? I actually think I like Too Fast, Too Furious a little bit more than I originally thought I did.
Yeah. Yeah. No. The more you watch, the more you're. I mean, it's almost like a cult. Like almost like you're brainwashed into liking the. Lesser of the movies.
Yeah, but definitely. I mean, right out of the gate, I want to say like my top 3 favorite films are probably 6, 4, 5.
Yeah. That's really like.
But I don't even want to put Tokyo Drift or Too Fast, Too Furious on the bottom. Like it doesn't feel fair.
We're kind of like at the peak of the golden era of these movies. What I would call.
Okay, I want to watch them get a little. Well, actually, I'm a little nervous about the next one. I'm a little sad. I kind of don't want to get to it.
Do you want to elaborate?
Well,
is it because it's our penultimate thus far, or?
Well, no, I'm whatever about that. I just know that
you're not
that's
nostalgic
the one.
about our.
I just know that's when Paul Walker passed away.
Okay, you do know that. Okay, I didn't know how.
Yes, I did know that, and like
that,
literally,
so I'm glad you know
in the first episode, I said that like I didn't even know who Paul Walker was until he passed away. Mm-hmm. Like, because I didn't know anything about these movies. Yeah, and like,
wait, you've never seen like Varsity Blues or She's All That?
Or if I have, he's just a pretty white boy with blue eyes. Like he could be Chris Evans, or I'm kind of face blind to pretty white boy. You know, I mean, he does look a little bit packaged like that.
Yeah.
So I guess I'm not like nervous. I'm just kind of, it feels a little bit weird going into a movie where I know a real life tragedy affected the story and the world of these films. And especially since Brian, like, is the main character. I mean, you could argue very strongly that it really is his movies.
Right. You could argue that.
I mean, it'll be fine. I'm sure it's a beautiful movie. I'm sure it'll be,
I was
really
gonna
rewarding.
say,
I'll probably cry. I'll probably cry pretty good.
I was going to say, when you said you cried during this movie, I was going to be like, we'll wait till the next, but I didn't know.
There are times, though, when I look at Paul Walker, in this movie and the last movie, especially with Mia being pregnant and shit, I thought,
so sad.
Oh my. And I know, like, listen, fuck Brian O'Connor. Like, that does not compare to the real person and his real family. And so I just mean to say that, like, it's
you see the humanity behind. Yeah.
It's a weird kind of like, I'm coming up on grieving somebody who I only recently kind of sort of got to know through these movies.
Yeah, that is
in a weird time.
Yeah, that is a definitely a weird way to experience that, because I don't. Again, we talked about Vin Diesel having a lot of heart, but that pumps heart throughout the entire movie. As cheesy as the family thing is, they're like, these guys did famously love making these movies. Like Paul Walker and Vin Diesel, you like have heard the behind the scenes story of them being really tight and loving doing
and
this.
I do remember,
and you feel that in his performance, because how can you not?
Yes.
But and I think that's what it is.
Kind of like the Ocean's movie. You could tell, like, everyone loves to make these movies, and they are happy to make these movies.
And it makes it so endearing when you can feel that through the actors. And I think you do, as like silly and fast paced and like explosion heavy as these movies are, you still feel like, no, they love this and they're having a good time and they're friends and they care about each other, and that's nice to watch.
And you can tell, especially in some of these scenes, everyone is loving what they get to say, loving what they get to wear, what they get to shoot, what they get to drive. Like, it's the ultimate, like, badass movie, and they get to be ultimate badasses.
Yeah.
So, like, like, even these characters, I mean, maybe they're written flat as a fucking pancake. They just bring so much to the energy of, like, who they are in these movies and, like, who they are as a family.
Yeah.
Fuck, I'm like really falling in love with these movies. And this is what I'm saying, though. Like, I've now kind of fallen in love with these movies.
Yeah, they creep up on you.
Ah, shit. Like, the next one is going to be sad.
Yeah, there's something really endearing, because all these movies have also had like a good sense of humor that seems to. Apparently, when I was reading about this movie, that scene at the end where The Rock comes into the barbecue and Roman says, hide the baby oil. And The Rock apparently improvised that line saying, hide your big ass forehead or something, and Ludacris spits out his water. He does a spit take. Apparently The Rock improvised that line, so that was Ludacris's real reaction to that moment.
That was a good spit take. I did know that was a great spit take.
It was an amazing spit take, and I read that piece of trivia before watching this movie, so I was like looking out for it, and it tickled me so much more knowing that was a real moment. It's charming as hell.
Man, I love these movies. Love these guys.
I did it.
It's just guys being dudes. What's better than that, baby? You know I fucking love. This is the best kind of movie, when it's just a bunch of guys being dudes.
It's just doing what they love, driving fast cars. Sometimes there's some gratuitous but you know what? Harmless. Maybe. We don't have to go into I don't know. Probably not, but
listen, I've never seen an inch of this film prior to this year, so clearly no harm done.
Yeah. Honestly, they're fun to watch. They're fun to watch, and they suck you in every single time.
Wow. Yeah, and I'm like excited to fuck, I like want to kind of just like watch these movies. Like obviously we need to record and do all this stuff, but like I do, I think I might just like watch them all over again from the beginning.
Yeah, I'm in a cushy seat where like I'll see a little bit of one on TV and be like, oh yeah, I can watch this right now. I caught a little bit of this one, of that actually the tube sequence. I caught a little bit of TV on TV, and it was nice to watch. Just a good fight.
Yeah, but I guess we just got 7 and 8, and then potentially a Hobbs and Shaw. Maybe if we're still alive.
If we're still alive, tune in and find out.
Wow.
But yeah, thanks for joining us on this journey of emotional journey of Fast & Furious 6. Maybe the best movie of the franchise. Who knows? You still got 2 more and a Hobbs and Shaw.
Yeah. Wow. I'm really gonna be chewing on this one.
Yeah. So, yeah.
Chewing.
Keep thinking. Keep writing your Criterion Collection entry.
This is the thinking man's Fast and Furious.
Yes, indeed it is.
Really gives you something to chew on, not like those bozo films like Tokyo Drift.
No. This is a film. This is a film.
Straight up.
It's a film. We'll be working on our Criterion Collection essays for having Fast and Furious 6 entered into the collection.
Jeez, yeah. So follow us at Rough Stuff Pod, but yeah, follow us there. I don't know.
Yeah, no, that's, I mean,
well, while you're at it, listen to that one too.
Look, we can chat on both. About both on.
Subscribe. So you don't miss 7 and 8.
Yep. Yeah, you can find us on the Small Beans Patreon. You're there, so you know what it is. But yeah, rate, comment, subscribe. It all really helps.
Hey,
algorithm bots.
Rate, room, and subscribe.
Okay, you worked too hard on that.
I think we should end it on that. That's over. It's over now.
Yeah,
it's over. We're never going to see the fact. Yeah, we're logging off.
Yeah, bye.
This has been a Small Beans endeavor. We're a bunch of pals who make podcasts, sketches, music, web series, and movies. The beans always have new ideas percolating, so make sure to check us out at patreon.com/smallbeans. That's patreon.com/smallbeans, where you can browse all of our current and past content, see what we've got planned in the future, and learn how your support can help the small beans grow into huge, giant monster beans. If you enjoyed this content module, please like, rate, subscribe, or tell a friend about us. We love you.